If enthusiasm for learning was measured on the Maryland school assessments, Panorama Elementary School scores would be off the charts. As it turns out, their actual MSA scores in math and reading are phenomenal and some of the most improved in the county, up 13 percentage points in math and 11% in reading. And while credit for those gains goes to data-driven instruction, parental support, and plenty of teacher collaboration, the fun factor cannot be overlooked.
It takes time and energy. Patricia and I talk at night and during the day to do all of this, to bring in the costume, the prizes, the coupons. It's not just a show, but it's the energy, and you get them motivated. It's motivation.
PBIS coupons motivates us to do our work and get our work done. Not just to do it, but to do it well. At the end of every month, Mrs. Boyce and Miss Wells holds outdoor activities such as basketball, racing, and dancing. And inside we do cooking classes, and Miss Boyce and Miss Wells have goodies such as homemade cake and homemade cookies, but not too much sugar. And this helps us do well on our tests too. That's why we scored high.
The PBIS, Positive Behavior Intervention Support Program at Panorama, where students get coupons for doing the right thing and can then redeem them for rewards, is also being used at other schools experiencing MSA success. Indeed, at 3 schools, Panorama, Woodridge Elementary, and Ernest E. Just Middle, all of whom posted double-digit gains on the MSA, the similarities in their instructional plans are striking. At Woodridge, for example, which posted the county's largest gain in reading, going from 72.2% proficient to 90.8%, the staff is long-standing, those teachers are passionate about what they do, and test data are shared with students with no stigma attached for any shortcomings.
And it's always presented like you're not, basic isn't a bad thing, in the sense of basic is how do I become proficient? Or if I'm proficient, how do I become advanced? Intervention is immediate. We see that there's a need, we make it happen.
First and foremost, I try to get the kids to love what they do, because I love mathematics. That's my passion. And as the weeks go by, they sense that since I love mathematics, they tend to enjoy it more and more and more.
I've been working with the same students since they were in kindergarten, so I think that's made a huge difference, is really knowing your students and following them throughout the years. So I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, and I know my students very, very well.
Not teaching to the test, but rather planning together to develop lesson plans and teach skill sets that will serve students well for life is also a common practice at all 3 schools. However, at Ernest Just, where their 11% gain on the MSA math test was tops among county middle schools, there is no doubt about their serious approach to the test. A countdown board marking the days to the MSA is prominently displayed. Colored graphs chart the school's progress, and there is no resting on last year's laurels.
I wish I could say it was a lot of jubilation. Of course we were excited, but in all honesty, I remember us thinking, who did not pass? Where are the students that scored low? That was most of the first reaction, thinking of those that didn't do well and thinking already ahead, what are we going to do next year?
Asked to share their MSA secrets of what works, the Just principal and his staff echoed the educators at Panorama and Woodridge. It's teamwork. It's discarding the ineffective, and it's selflessness when it comes to children.
If I had to give a secret, that is our greatest strength at Ernest Just. The consistent planning, hard work, dedication of our English teachers, and throughout our departments, we plan collaboratively for our students.
Say, for instance, they don't understand what integers are, and they're struggling with integers. Well, why would you reteach something the same way? Let's put a project together during our rotating mod, and let's focus on how to bring the concept of integers into a real-world connection alive. And that drove our test scores up. I even had a teacher yesterday ask me, could they give up of their planning period so that they can have smaller group instruction, just to drive it. You know, there's one thing I can tell you, Dave, you can almost teach anyone anything or professionally develop a teacher, but they've got to have the heart. You've got to have the heart and the love for these children in order to make it happen. And so when the children feel the love, they reciprocate back.
And it just like at Panorama, added motivation comes from PBIS. With good behavior just bucks as legal currency at quarterly auctions, students can bid on prizes, like becoming principal for a day.
You like this program, the Just Bucks? Does that help motivate you in what you do in school?
Yeah, because I think once the teacher goes around and hand out Just Bucks, they encourage you like, oh, maybe I should put my paper in my desk. Maybe I should put my paper in my binder real fast so I could get a Just Buck too. So it encourages me.
Congratulations to all the high-scoring schools for their effective and often energetic teaching of the students of Prince George's County. For Channels 96 and 38, this is Dave Zarin reporting.